Final Doom consists of two 32-level episodes called TNT, Evilution and the Plutonia Experiment. The story in both episodes take place after the events of Doom 2. Though all the top management of the UAC were dead, and so were most of their personnel down to the janitors, the corporation survived, now under strict government supervision. The UAC still sought the secret-to-matter appellation and continued its experiments under vastly increased safety measures. The UAC's base was set up on one of the moons of Jupiter, hoping that the increased distance would enhance Earth's safety if something went wrong. Marines were stationed at the base, ready for anything. Soon after the UAC opened its first gate, the minions of Hell made their first attack. The United States Space Marine Corps was prepared for such an event, and they poured molten death into the hordes of Hell. More demons massed, hoping to overwhelm the defenders by their endless numbers. But mass alone was no match for the Marines. Set up in defensive positions around the gate, the Marines were able to slaughter the monsters by the hundreds, taking few losses. As suddenly as it had begun, the invasion ended. The last flaming skull screamed through was hit by 20 simultaneous shotgun blasts, and the chamber was silent once more, except for the dripping of blood. Hell had failed. The research went on, more boldly and less cautiously. All the Marines received the Silver Star from a grateful government, and the UAC made an enormous contribution to the Veterans Fund. The defensive positions were strengthened, and the Marines watched closely for another attempt, all their attention drawn inward towards the gates. They were looking in the wrong direction. Hell knew more than one trick. Months after the gate incident, the yearly supply ship came ahead of time. On radar, the ship looked far larger than usual, and it was coming from the wrong direction. Strange, but not inexplicable. The Lex radar operators reported the ship's approach, and personnel went out to the landing field to meet it, but it never landed. Instead, it hovered over the base. It was a biomechano magical construct from the depths of Hell, and it had come through space for its vengeance. Enormous doors, large as football fields, irised open, and hideous demons poured out, plunging to the ground and blanketing the entire base with their throbbing, pulsing bodies. They were everywhere at once. The Marines' defenses set up to prevent an attack from the direction of the gate were worthless. Only one man escaped death or zombification: the Marine commander. He wasn't at the base when the skies opened and devastation poured from the stars. He miles away, enjoying a walk across the moon's rough-hewn landscape, and when he got back to the base, he realized what had happened. The demon ship still floated above the infested base. His men were dead. He decided to avenge them by killing as many demons as possible. His quest starts in the laboratory levels. As usual, he progresses through all parts of the base, killing hundreds of demons along the way. In the end, the Marine defeats the demon spitter, and something rumbles in the distance. A blue light begins to glow inside the ruined skull of the demon spitter. The Plutonia experiment plot starts with explaining that after Hell's catastrophic invasion of Earth, the United States took steps to prevent such an invasion from recurring. The old UAC corporation was refounded under completely new management and sent to research tools and technologies to prevent such an incursion from happening ever again. The new UAC began working on quantum accelerator devices intended to close interdimensional gates at a distance and so prevent future incursions forever. Naturally, the scientists, in order to learn how to close gates, had to relearn GAT technology first. This ability was rapidly regained, perhaps too rapidly. Soon, beings from outside had their dire attention drawn to the new experiments, and then one day, a gate opened in the heart of the research complex. But the UAC scientists had learned their trade. The quantum accelerator device performed perfectly in its maiden test. The invasion gate was closed instantly and permanently when the accelerator flicked on. The next day, a ring of 7 gates opened throughout the base, and a monstrous legion rampaged through. The quantum accelerator began putting out the gates at once, and within an hour, 6 were closed. But the hellish army was now too strong. The Marines fought like mad dogs but were finally pulled down by the enemy's claws. The scientists, Marines, and bureaucrats were all slain or transformed into undead man-killers. The quantum accelerator and its prototypes are deep inside the ravaged complex. A demon gatekeeper guards them and mans the last gate of hell. The government, frantic that the quantum accelerator will be destroyed or used in some alien fashion upon us, has ordered all Marines to the site at once, regardless of their location. Naturally, this is where the Doom guy steps in. Since he was closest to the location, he gets there first. Instead of waiting, he gets straight into action. Again, there is no point of detailing each level, since there is no plot progression going through them. It's just pure slaughter, and the basics are pretty much the same in every game, progressing deeper until you reach Hell and the final opponent, in this case, the Gatekeeper. After defeating it, the last prototype accelerator is safe, and so is Earth. Each of the two standalone IWADs is presented as a sequel to Doom 2, referencing events from the original game in their background stories, particularly the invasion of Earth, but without referencing each other in any way. They are considered a spin-off to the main series. In the original Doom 64 on Nintendo 64, the game was marketed, at least by Nintendo and packaging, as more of a direct sequel to Super NES Doom, beginning years later after that version of Episode 3 ended. After that, the planetary policy was clear. An absolute quarantine was guaranteed by apocalyptic levels of radiation. All the installations were sealed. A long-forgotten relay satellite activated and sent its final message to Earth. Turns out, the UAC research facilities on Mars were abandoned and forgotten. Until now. A signal from a degraded satellite suggests a single entity remains, and it has the power to resurrect the demons. As the only surviving Marine who fought Hell's forces, Doomguy is sent on a lone crusade to hunt down the Mother of Demons and stop a renewed demonic invasion. The remaster attempted to change the story to fit into greater classic series and Doom Eternal. It also sets the events as some years after Doom 2, but set the UAC facilities he fights through on Mars itself, a location never visited in any previous classic Doom release, but only mentioned in the Doom 1 and Doom 2 manuals. The story makes reference to a previous Mars invasion event there. It also introduces the Lost Levels episode as an interlude between Doom 64 and Doom Eternal. Following defeating the Mother of all Demons, our hero spent time tearing up Hell. The Mother Sister Resurrector kicks the Marine out of Hell back into a base on Earth and tries to kill him. He fought his way through the base to find a portal back to Hell. He fights his way through this new section of Hell and takes revenge on the sister.